friends, Lori here. I'm back. I just wanted to do a quick ALA haul. This is going to be a series on my channel because I just got back from ALA at the end of June before I went to Aruba, and I got a lot of books. And I just want to do a big haul. I normally do a big haul on my channel, and it takes me a long time to film it, but I'm going to break it into sections. I'm going to do like the themed ones. So this video will focus on the YA contemporaries and the YA thrillers that I got. I tend to focus on reading young adult books and middle grade books. I'm a theater teacher and for middle school kids. So a lot of the arcs that I get, I tend to just like put in my classroom and they take them when I'm done with them and they really enjoy that. Or I give them away as prizes. And of course there are some books I always keep just because they really impact me. But most part I give them away when I'm done with them and just keep the ones I really, really want. So let's get into it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Have your Goodreads open because some of these books, if I can remember, and if it says on the side, I'll tell you guys when the book comes out. The first book I picked up was Meet Me in Dubai by Sabine Khan. This did come out in, this comes out July 19, 2022. And this is like sort of has a time travel element to it because you follow Aisha and Mira. Aisha is the mom and Mira is the daughter, I think. Yeah. So Cerise goes back to India right when Aisha discovers she's pregnant. Suddenly she feels she's on her own, navigating the biggest decision she'll ever make. Meet is an extraordinary story of two teenagers are forced to understand the power and consequence of their choices and how family can be formed and found over time. This one's really interesting. It does have to do with teen pregnancy. It also does have to do with a little bit of time travel, maybe a little bit of magical realism. And it is writes about who straddle cultures. She was born in Germany, spent her teens in Bangladesh, lived and settled down in the best puppy in the world. Ooh, so yeah, I think this is her third book. I'm really excited for this one. I like this as well. I like books that deal with teen pregnancy. It's a hard topic, but it's interesting. The next book that I picked up was The Undead Truth of Us by Brittany S. Lewis. This is going to come out in August. Death was everywhere. They all started me bumping into one another and slowly coming forward. Ooh, this one, she thinks her mother was a zombie before she died. And I think it has to do with like a mystery thriller based around the time that her mother died. Of grief, fear, and hope, Brittany Lewis' debut novel explores love, zombies, and everything in between in a toxic element of realistic and fantastic. That sounds interesting. So she thinks her mom is a zombie and she's sort of going on maybe a fantastical adventure to figure out what happened to that. I don't know if this is going to be a contemporary or if it's going to be a fantastical story, but I'm intrigued. And this was from Disney. Disney had a lot of books at ALA. A lot of books. Probably the most books I've ever seen. Very, very lot. The next book I picked up was Salt and Sugar by Rebecca Calvaro, and this one comes out in November. And this is another baking themed novel. For generations, the bakery of Lauerman's family Salt had been at war with sugar. The Molières right across the street in Brazil. But Laura's world turns upside down when her grandmother passed away and a big new supermarket moves to town. She joined forces with the other bakery to save both their bakeries, and Leah realizes she may not know Peter well as those, and maybe even like what she learns, but the question remains, can a Ramirez and Amala truly trust one another? So basically this has to do with two bakeries that are sort of forced to work together when a bigger grocery store moves into town, and I'm sure we'll have Romeo and Juliet vibes. I'm super excited for this. This one does come out in November, and I do have an e-arc of this, so this one might get read a little bit quicker, but I love books about baking. They always make me super hungry, and I'm really excited. Another book from Disney is When We Had Summer, and this one comes out, this one doesn't come out until next year, by Jennifer Castell, and this had it really been 10 months since that morning when Lainey and her friends stayed up all night and marched out to sign the bucket list, and the sun rose as if nothing would ever touch them and nothing would ever change. So I think that they had one last summer together where they made a bucket list, and then during that year, one of their friends passed away. And then they wind up going back to the beach the next summer, and they're dealing with the grief and the elements of that and maybe trying to complete the bucket list. This does not come out for a while. I got a lot of 2023 books from Disney. But this is like an emotional, heartfelt contemporary, and I'm really excited to read it. But I will definitely have to be in the emotional space because it does probably deal with grief. Yeah, a story of love, connection, healing. Author Jennifer Castell beautifully portrays how friendship has the power to overcome any and all things from coming of age struggles to unimaginable grief. So This is the one I was super excited for. I also got a copy of Lark and Kasim Start a Revolution by Kason Calendar. This book does come out in September. Sometimes speaking your own truth and loving yourself is its own revolution. Yeah, and I think Lark wants to be a writer, and that means she's trying to build, they're trying to build their social media platform. But when someone accidentally posts a thread on Lark's declaring his love for a secret unrequited crush, Lark's tweets are suddenly the talk of the school. To protect Kasim, Lark decides to take the fall pretending they accidentally posted the thread. Seems like a great idea. Lark gets closer to the crush and Kasim keeps his privacy. But living a lie takes its toll. And I think they have a relationship at the end of the day. But that one sounds, sorry, my glare sucks. But very, very interesting. It does come out in September. And I have read stuff by Kason Calendar in the past and really enjoy it. They were also on Book Hype or Hype recently, and I was able to meet him for a different signing. Maybe it was this one. I don't remember. Yeah, this is the one I met him for, or met them for. And then the next book that I picked up was by Jasmine Gilroy. This is part of the Meant to Be series, but this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It just came out, and I haven't read the Meant to Be novel, but I really do like Beauty and the Beast. I've also never read anything by Jasmine Gilroy, but I love the Beauty and the Beast story, so hopefully I will like this and pick this up. But this did come out in May, I think. They just had a lot of extra arcs because I think their publishing issues were resolved. Disney had a lot of publishing issues like this whole year, but they finally have had less issues than maybe other companies did, so that's good. Another book that I picked up was Throwback by Maureen Gu, and I have really liked all of Maureen Gu's books that I've read. I still have to read one more. But Back to the Future meets Joy Luck Club in this YA contemporary romance about a Korean American girl sent back to the 90s to help her teenage mom win homecoming queen. I'm here for it. This sounds great. I love a book where characters go back to the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, but yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and this does come out this one does come out next year too. So I got a lot of random books that I didn't even know was coming out, so that was really exciting. I also picked up a copy of You, Me, and Our Heartstrings by Melissa Sue. Ooh, this is like a holiday themed book. They're the same plan. Use the holiday concert to land a Juilliard audition, but when they're chosen to play the duet for the concert, they worry their differences will sink their chances. Noah is a cello prodigy, and Daisy is a fiercely independent, de-abled violinist who is used to fighting for what she wants and likes to take risks, but the two surprise each other when they fall perfectly in tune. A performance goes viral, and things sort of go from there, and this comes out in May 31st, 2022, so it's actually already out, but I love disability rap. I think that's great. And she's a debut, so I will definitely hopefully get to read this at some point this summer. I do want to do a reading vlog where I read debuts, and this one might make the cut, so we'll see. Another one that, like, the minute I told the people at Disney that I was a drama club teacher, they gave me these two books because they think I would really like them. So the first one is 12th Grade Night, Arden High, a graphic novel, and this, I guess, is loosely inspired by a production of 12th Night. And I love the show 12th Night. I love it. It was a full colored illustration. This doesn't come out until October. I have read stuff by Stephanie K. Strom before, and I really enjoyed it. So this will probably be a great book to read in early fall, because then I can read it on the train. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It does come out in October. And this would actually be great. I have a student that loves graphic novels, and I'm trying to get her into drama. So this would probably be perfect for her. Book in this section is A Whole Song and Dance by Shervis Tosh, and this is another ghoul. It's her first semester in the music theater NYU's prestigious School of the Arts. Yeah. Oh, and I think her parents don't know she's at Tisch, I think. That's what I think it is. But is a Broadway triple threat, but she's living a double life. I think she's at like an arts college, and her parents think she's not. And she has, and then she meets a boy, but her cousin winds up taking an interest in the boy. So I'm really excited for this one. This one does come out next year as well, but I will probably read it, especially because I hope this year I am going to be doing some shows. That is the hope. But I love books about Broadway. And I love books about characters that are sort of forced to confront their parents' expectations to be involved in the arts. I hear that a lot from kids from that I teach, like, oh, Miss Morrow, the arts isn't a viable profession. So books that tackle it is a nice resource to have in my classroom, even though I'm traveling next year, but at least I can have the books to give to the kids when I'm done with them. Now let's get into the other stack of contemporary books that I got earlier in the weekend. It's definitely a little bit bigger, but I did get a Happily Ever Island by Crystal Ciceri. I have loved everything that Crystal Ciceri wrote. This is her and her best friend go to like a Disney's newest resort during their first college's spring break. But things start going weird on that island. They start to feel not as connected to each other. And I think I'm going to bring this with me when I go to Universal, when I'm reading it on the trip. It's very, very focused on friendship. I think there might be a subtle mystery mix. Some of the friends we accept in Whirlwind Magic Week of laughter, tears, and more than just a touch of Disney magic. So yeah, that sounds interesting. I think I'm literally going to take this when I go to Universal, but it's basically like, you know, they go to Disney's newest resort and things happen and their relationship is tested. So, and this did come out in June, so I was happy that it was there. Again, they were having a lot of publishing issues, Disney. Another book that I picked up that's coming out in October is If You Could See the Sun by Anne Leong. And this is a gender-bending YA debut. A new Chinese girl monetizes her strange new invisibility power by discovering and selling her wealthy classmates' most scandalous secrets. That sounds really interesting. Comes out in October. I love books where like powers are sort of incorporated into a contemporary. This sounds great. I really want to read this sooner rather than later, and I might actually combine this with another book that I have that I might read recently because it's more like a contemporary with like a magic twist. I'm really excited. This comes out in October, and this is from Ink Yard Press. Another book that has been out for a while is You Can Go Your Own Way by Eric Smith. I was actually able to meet him as well. And this is one book that I think is set like over the course of like a snowstorm, I think. I think there's a snowstorm in the story. I think his dad like owns like, I feel like that one of his dads owns something, and then the girl's dad is trying to take away his like the business, I think, and then they get trapped together for a snowstorm. I'm doing a really, really bad job of explaining this, but it's a very, very short read. But yeah, this one does have the snowstorms. I'm definitely gonna save this for if we actually get a snow day eventually, or maybe just read it when it's colder. So that's another goal. But yeah, was able to meet him. Another book that I picked up that is massive is Drizzle's Dreams and Lovestruck Things, and this one does come out in October. And it is 4 sisters, 4 seasons, 4 flavors of romance. Grow up and navigate the bustle of Songbird Inn. Nestled on a dreamy, drizzly ochre ice in the Pacific Northwest, the inn always been warm and cozy and filled with interesting guests, our perfect homes. But things are about to heat up now that Songbird has been named the most romantic inn in America. And I think you follow these 3 girls. Ultimately, the magic of the Songbird Inn leads the Titanic to new passages of breathtaking kisses and unearth the truest versions of themselves. And it says, perfect for fans of all the ways of love before this sparkling YA debut celebrates sisterhood, family, and love all around us. That sounds great. I really hope that I get to read this soon. I love books about like sisterhood and romance, and it feels like all the girls get a nice point of view as well. Another book that I picked up was Soulmates by Susan Lee. This comes out in September. Her ex-boyfriend wants her back. Her former best friend is in town. How did Hannah's life become a K-drama? I love books that have a K-drama twist. I don't watch K-dramas, but whenever I hear of K-dramas, I always think of like soap operas. I know it's like probably a little bit different, but yeah, so... Oh, and her best friend is actually starring in one. So that is another one. It's called Soulmates. This one's really, really cute. I hope to get around to reading this soon as well. And A Furry Faux Pas by Jessica Carr. This is about the Furry Society, I think, and she like is yeah, and this has to do with like a con, but she dresses up. She dresses up as a furry, like a character. So that sounds really interesting. I know that the person that pitched this to me was Lizzie. She wrote a book. She wrote a book recently, and she pitched it to me, and it sounded really, really good. And this comes out in Oh, this already came out, but I really hope that I get around to it because it's really, really cute. And I love books about cons. We have not been living a con life recently, but hopefully soon. Another one that I picked up is The Comedian's Guide to Pride by Hallie Thompson. And this is wicked funny and hella gay. It's time for Taylor Parker to come out about a lot of things. And this is about a girl is a finalist for a writer's internship at CNL, turns her life upside down. If she had a shot at winning it a little more than a month, Taylor will have to come out of both of her secrets. She wants to be a comedian and she's a lesbian. So that is really exciting. And I love books that have to do, again, with different aspects of the entertainment industry because I think it's super interesting. Another book that was pitched to me was Aquaman Dawn by Abel Aziz. This comes out in October. And this is the stunning debut of a Nigerian-American ambitious and immigrant teen forges her own path through college pressure, newfound love against a background of civil war in her home country, and widespread unrest in Vietnam War America. This cover is so pretty, and I really do like diversifying my readings and reading more from different perspectives, so this one sounds great. And then the next I have two more books in this little section of contemporaries. Firecliff Press by Brianna Pepins. The Friends We Choose, the Family Protect, the Love We Own Ourselves. She winds up going to a boarding school, and debut Brianna Pepins' Defy Balance is a celebration of sisterhood, self-discovery, black joy with its empathetic exploration of dating, teenage violence, and a novel that is at its heart a love letter to black girls. I love books about boarding schools and stuff like that, and I also like that it is doing a focus on teen dating violence, which I think is becoming very prevalent in our society, so very, very interesting, and this comes out in November. And then the last book in this section is This Might Get Awkward by Karen McDowell. I actually met her, and this is just a beach read. It's like on a beach, and I think the first time Gemma has everything she wants, friends, a big family dinners, a griff, a boy who can she be herself around, but how can she embrace her new dream life when everything is built on a lie? Oh, I think she winds up telling a lie, and that sort of gets her into a little bit of trouble with that. This one I think is already out or is coming out very, very soon, and I hope to read it soon. So now we're going to get to the thrillers, which I'm really excited about. One of my highly anticipated thrillers and my 20 books I really want to read from ALA, but these are the other ones that I'm equally excited about. They just didn't make that list. One is The Rise of the Snake Goddess by Jenner Elder Moak, and this was the first book was a Samantha Knox novel, and I read it and I liked it. The beautiful island of Crete, an archaeological find for the ages, and one serious pissed off Crete goddess is just another day for Samantha Knox. And this one comes out, it's supposed to come out in June. I haven't seen it, but again, I really haven't been to a bookstore since before I went to ALA, but I'm really excited for this one and hope to pick it up soon. I also picked up a book of Nothing More to Tell by Catherine M. McManus. She is amazing, and I have read other books by her. I don't know if this is a standalone or part of a series, but this does have to do with 5 years ago, Bryn left St. Amber's School following the shocking murder of her favorite teacher. The kids who are on their way in, and her ex was one of them. She's starting an internship at a true crime show. 5 years ago, someone got away from murder, and the most terrifying part is they never left. I think they have to go back to the school for this show. Sounds really interesting. It comes out in August. I love books about true crime, anything like podcasts, so this one sounds right up my alley. I don't know if this is a mystery thriller, but I think this is a dystopian story. It's called Monarchs Rising, the YA debut of the season, and it's called The Selection Meets the Hate That You Give, and a gripping debut that doesn't pull punches. In a chilling near future of the United States, Jo Mark has grown up in the impoverished borderlands of New Georgia. She's given one chance to change her fate if she can survive the boy trained to break hearts. This comes out in October. I don't know much about it, but that sounds really interesting. I think this was pitched to me as a dystopian. So, darker hungers for today's teens who know that trauma cannot be erased with a kiss. So that sounds interesting. My friend also got me Veronica Ross, Poster Girl, and this one is sort of her doing some adult books. I read Chosen Ones. I didn't finish it. I struggled with it. But I'm hopefully this one is another one that I will really, really like. And this comes out in October as well. This one was just one that we got randomly. It's called Rise Down, Rise Up by Vincent Turando. A mysterious disappearances and urban legend rumored to be responsible, and one group of friends determined to save the city at any cost. Ooh. And then I think the main character, her best friend, goes missing in these disappearances, and she has to kind of adventure to find them. So that one sounds really interesting. The cover is so pretty as well. And then this is another one, They Drown Our Daughters by Catherine Monroe. This one comes out July 2022. And this is, again, you can hear the call of the water. It's already too late. And her mother has Alzheimer's, and she's starting to think that Parth, modern gothic, part ghost story, They Drown Their Daughters, explores the depths of motherhood, identity, and the lengths a woman will go to hold on to both. Such a pretty cover. And the last book I'm going to chat about in this section is The Girl in the Castle by James Patterson and Emily Raymond. This does come out in September, I think, and it's set in now and 1934. Hannah is brought to the Belmont Lake, told that she's suffering from hallucinations and delusions. Hannah knows the truth. She must return to the past and save her sister. Could Jordan, the Almus Lake student who seems truly care, be the answer she's looking for? So, a best-selling author delivers a thrilling novel about a teen caught in between worlds and truth that could set her free or trap her forever. So, that one sounds really interesting. I love books about time travel. It's not always done how I like it because I think it gets a little bit messy, but I'm excited to read that. And yeah, that's all for this video. I will have another one coming maybe this week or next week, which will be the YA fantasies, which I'm so excited for. And I will talk to you soon for my next video. Comment below and tell me what is one book you think I must read really, really soon. And I'll try to include it in a reading vlog for you all. And I hope you guys are staying safe and being well. Bye, friends.